a very good example. When I look at our congregation today, I know we have people here who, if they don't come here, if they don't come to church every Sunday, they feel something is missing. The few times that during COVID that we had to cancel church, these people were very upset. What do you mean we don't have church? Church is the center of our faith. So, the people who belong to that generation, church for them was the most important thing. And then their children, and we are talking about people of my age, grew up in the sense that, yeah, church is optional. We can go to church every once in a while, and that should be okay. And what comes next is the generation of our children, and the mindset nowadays is that, why do we need church? And within 3 generations, we're losing something that was very important, that is very important, very essential. On Friday, we had the Salt and Light gathering here, and we had, 60 or 61 kids. Beautiful thing. 60 or 61 children gathered together. And I spoke with the seniors, and I sounded a little morbid when I said, do you know how many times I was asked to go and pray for people who are dying? How many times I administered the last rites and the sacrament of the Holy Eucharist? And it's very interesting, I said. Every time that I went to administer the last rite, no one there was talking about sports, nobody was talking about movies, nobody was talking about how much money that person was making. There was one thing that they were concerned about, and that was the relationship with God. Years ago, I got a call from a chaplain, and this chaplain told me that there was a man in the hospital who identified himself as, I think, one-quarter Armenian, who wanted to be visited by an Armenian. And the chaplain also told me that this person was terminally ill. So I went to this hospital, and I encountered a young man, a man in his 50s, who was diagnosed with terminal cancer. He identified himself as some type of Armenian. The only Armenian word that he knew was lahmacun. And I told him that lahmacun is not quite Armenian, but we agreed that it was part of our culture. And we started our journey. This person was very angry. Very, very angry that this thing was happening to him. And I knew that the time that I had with this person was very short. So I visited him every week, and sometimes twice a week. We read the Bible together. We prayed together. I took him the Holy Communion as often as I could. And one of the things that happened right before his death was that I wish I knew this a long time ago. I wish I was part of your church a long time ago. And this is a very common experience, my brothers and sisters. We take this for granted. We think that church will be there anytime that we choose to go, but we have important things to do. But nothing replaces the spiritual experience. Because within us as human beings, we have a spiritual dimension that the material world will not be able to satisfy. And we need to uncover that spiritual part through our connection with our Creator. The church is that place where we come and we encounter God. On Sundays, when we celebrate the Divine Liturgy, we come and encounter the crucified Jesus, the broken Jesus. And how many of us feel broken? We all feel broken at times. And then, towards the end, when we dip the bread into the wine, that is the resurrected Jesus. And with that, we have the hope that our wounds are healed, our sins are forgiven. We have a clean slate to go and to continue our lives. Yes, brothers and sisters, we want our children to have a well-rounded experience. We want them to go and be part of different activities and sports. We want them to stay out of trouble. Yes, and we know that those who play sports, there's a significant difference that they will stay away from drugs and all other kinds of problems. But when we give them the grace of God, we're doing something far better than just letting them be part of different groups. We're giving them a gift that will guide their lives from this life to eternal life. So today, we are asked to imitate Jesus with his simple habits of coming to church and knowing about the scriptures. We want to see you here. Because when we come here, we connect with the past. We connect with all those who have gone before us. We are strengthened by each other. This is a good experience. It will add something to that dimension that sometimes goes unnoticed in our lives. Սիրելի քույրեր եւ եղբայրներ, այսօր Ռոգասի ավետարանեն կգարտանք Հիսուսի առաջին քարոզում մասին եւ իր Նազարեթ քաղաքը գնաց։ Եվ այնտեղ Եսայի մարգարեին գիրքը բացավ եւ գարտած այն խոսքերը, որ ասել Աստծո հոգին իմ վրաս է, որովհետեւ զիս օծեց եւ վրգեց աղքատներու փրկության ավելի ստարու, սրտաբեկները մխիթարելու, գերիներու ազատություն բերելու, գույրերու աչքերը փանալու, արստահարվածները ազատելու եւ հայտարարելու, թե ահա հասած է ժամանակը, երբ Աստված պիտի փրկի իր ժողովուրդը։ Դրա ժողովրդի կյանքի մեջ ամեն 50 տարին անգամ հոբելիանական տարին էր։ Եվ այդ տարին բոլոր քերիները ազատ կարձակնային։ Բոլոր անոնք, որոնք բարդ ունեին, այդ բարքերը կշնչվեին։ Հույսի տարի էր անիկա, բայց 50 տարի պետք է սպասեին Աստծո համար։ Շատ էլ դմերն էին։ Հիսուս ուկայել ասել, որ այսօր է այդ օրը, որ ցեզ ազատություն պիտի տամ, մեղքերեն, դարաբանտներեն, չարիքեն։ Աստված իր ողորմությունը մեզ ուրասիրել հավատացյալներ։ Եվ այդ Աստծո ողորմությունը միայն այդ օրում Նազարեթի մեջ ուսուցող ժողովրդին համար չէ, բոլորիս համար է։ Եվ մենք Աստծո ողորմության պետք ունենք։ Մոտեցեք, ճաշակեցեք եւ դիտեցեք, որ քաղցր է դառնում։